from the News Channel 5 Network and Out and About newspaper. This is Out and About Today, sponsored by the Tennessee Performing Arts Center.
Welcome to Out and About Today. I'm Brent Meredith. Coming up tonight, Pam talks about the continued growth of Nashville and what that means for our community. And Chuck dives into the Actors Bridge Ensemble's Hand to God and the Entertainment Outlook. But first, I'm joined by my co-hosts Chuck and Pam for tonight's Holiday Buzzabout. Welcome, guys. Can you believe we're talking about
Happy
holidays?
holidays. We're not in our ugly sweaters. We decided.
Well, maybe we are. I don't know.
No, please no.
So we got a lot to cover. We got a lot of things, kind of some different things. We've got two holidays really to cover. We got Thanksgiving and Christmas coming up, and one of the things that is kind of similar for both is prepping to go home for the holidays.
Right.
And I know we've talked about this before, but I think it bears repeating. And we've actually got some tips we're going to throw up on screen from PFLAG that I thought might be good for us to go over. And then I'm curious to see kind of if you've experienced some of these or how you did it. So the first thing we've got are some reminders, and I think these are important just things to remember just for whatever holiday you're going home. There they are up on screen. So the first thing is don't assume that you know how someone will react to the news of your orientation or gender identity. This is of course going home and maybe coming out for the first time or bringing a partner home. Realize that your family's reaction to you may not be because of your LGBT. It might just be a hectic time of the year. Remember that coming out is a process. Don't wait for your family's attitude to change just to have a special holiday. Let your family's judgment be their own to work on. It's not your responsibility. Create a holiday gathering with friends and loved ones. We're going to talk a little bit more about that in a second. And then just be gentle with the pronoun slips if you happen to be transgendered. You know, just takes a little time for people to sort of get acclimated into that. So those again are just a few tips regardless of the holiday. Do any of those ring true? Well, I saw you sort of shaking your head there, Chuck, at a couple of them to you guys.
And I think, you know, again, as the years go on, it seems like it gets easier, but I think it's always a tricky balance when you're bringing someone home to introduce to your family. If your family's not real accepting, maybe the parents are not that accepting, how you maneuver that. And I still think it's important though, and the further we progress through time, I think you need to be understanding, but at the same time, they need to be able to accept who you are and who your partner is.
I agree.
Yeah.
Pam, did you have anything to add?
Well, I would say that the key with you and your partner when you're going to navigate family is for you all to communicate before you are at anyone's house.
Fair point.
So that you both know where you're coming from. If you're the one that's feeling a little bit, if you're going to the other's home and you're feeling a little bit stressed, talk about that. I've said this every year, make a code word, candy cane. When I say it, we're out, you know, or we're going for a powwow. Just really connect on the ground rules of what you're doing. And also remember, you want to have a good time, right? So when you talk about coming out at the holiday, really think that through.
Yeah.
Because it's not just your family that may not be well received, but think about your time.
Well, that's a good lead into the before the visit tips here. Is that, and the first one that I just put up is make a decision about being out to each family member before you visit. So I mean, you can decide. You don't have to tell everyone at once. You can tell individuals. It says if you're partnered, discuss in advance how you talk about it. If you bring a partner home, don't wait until late that holiday evening to raise the issue. So you're kind of right on the money.
Look, I mean, I've been through it, folks. Call me. You know, let me get my number.
Yeah. And if you do plan to come out over the holidays, have support available. Have PFLAG available for them. Maybe some support for yourself. But I mean, all good tips before any visit.
Just be ready, like anything.
And,
you know, and also decide if you're going to drink or not drink. You mix a little alcohol. There's a bell curve. It just goes straight down.
That's lead into, so during the visit, here's some others. You focus on common interests. Maybe that's your common interest. You reassure family members that you're still the same person. If you're partnered, be sensitive to their needs. So there's the list there. I'm going to actually put all of these up on Facebook when we talk about the segment, so I don't have to read through all of them. But I mean, realize again, like Chuck was saying, you don't necessarily need your family's approval in order to have a good holiday. So
I also like what you said about having a good time. It's kind of like don't discuss religion, politics, all those things. You know, so it's like a big deal. You know, it's kind of like talk about it ahead of time.
Let's talk about football. Let's talk about food. That's what brings us together, people.
Well, speaking of food, so like Friendsgiving is something we've talked about on here before, and that was one of the tips. And I just had a couple of things I thought might be fun to throw out there as if you're thinking of doing that again this year. So the first thing we can do is create appropriate headwear, and that's always fun. It's like any other party.
What do you mean?
You make a headdress. I mean, what party doesn't need a headdress?
I've never even heard of these things.
That's a new one for me.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this is just fun things that you can share the wealth. You roast the bird and let your friends bring the rest. That's the second thing you can do. A third tip, coloring's not just for kids. You can
like
print
that.
out a coloring set or bring some butcher paper, let people play. Like there's a lovely little child
Yeah,
there
that's
coloring.
fun. That's fun.
Thanksgiving Day Parade drinking game. So when it comes to the Macy's Day Parade, some things are given. There's going to be a marching band. There's going to be Muppets. There's going to be balloons. Lay out the rules and then let people know what to do.
That's like at 10 a.m.
Well,
Still,
you
I mean,
start.
you don't have to
Like
drip
morning.
during it. It could be something else. And remember what you're thankful for. That's another one. That, of course, is why we're getting together. So no matter what's going on, you can sit down and list that out. Have a good time going around the table. Leave room for a pie bar. So have everyone bring their own favorite dessert. It doesn't necessarily have to be pie. And maybe whoever brought the best dessert doesn't have to help clean up. And then lastly, here you'll love this one, Pam. Last thing, have a booze tasting.
I love it.
So here you can consider yourself a connoisseur, and you can show off, whatever alcohol you know best. Bring the perfect wine to go with the turkey. Have everyone bring their favorite, and of course the host gets to keep everything as a thank you.
So you start with the Macy's drinking game and you end with the booze tasting
I
game.
mean, it
That's a
does help-
Thanksgiving to remember.
Right.
I mean, back to
Video,
Pam's
video,
point.
yeah.
Video. Take some pictures of that. Facebook Live that event. Right.
Yeah.
So we're about out of time, and I wanted to hit on a few holiday events because I know we've got a lot coming up around Christmas time. Pam, I think there was something you
I
wanted
want to
mention?
talk about the Victory Fund Champagne Brunch because Rob Sikorsky was here last month.
Yeah.
And we talked about a date. It got changed for a lot of great reasons. It is December 4th. The ticket price went down to $100.
Okay.
And get it at victoryfund.org. Just date change because we did on the show talk about the wrong date, December 4th.
Okay. December 4th, Chuck.
We're going to talk about a show I know coming up that I'm doing, Hand to God, which is coming up, but I also wanted to talk about two other Christmas shows.
Yeah.
Nashville Reps Christmas Story is a classic. It is
Yes.
always fun.
Yes.
Love it year after year. It's the 8th year they've done it. And Studio 10 is doing a Christmas special. It's going to be for 2 weeks. It's just like a Christmas variety show. So put that on your calendar. It starts December 8th.
Well, there's a couple other things that I think that are just everybody goes to the Opry to see the lights. There's the Jellystone Park lights. I think we talked about driving through. If you're going to
Yes,
go this year, go
that's
early.
fun.
Go early in the year because they get really heavy and busy. A Country Christmas. There's a whole list of things. Actually, at the Nashville Tourism website has a great list, and we'll share that again too, closer to the time when we for what to do for the holidays. But we're out of time. I can't
All
believe
right,
it.
Merry everything.
Merry everything.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Happy
guys, so
Thanksgiving.
much. And when we come back, Pam explores the rapid growth of the LGBT growth or community in Nashville. Stay with us.